This is how you can keep your crypto safe from scammers and hackers. If you don't know me, my name is Weijerman, and at the age of 28, I had built and sold 3 different companies, and I reinvested that money in the crypto space to make millions. I also run a Bitcoin mining farm with 80,000 Bitcoin mining machines. I've been in this space for quite a while, and through my experience, I have created a system to keep my investments safe from scammers and hackers. In this video, I'm going to share my exact system with you so that you can safeguard your own investments and keep your hard-earned money away from scammers and hackers. And if you stay until the end, I'm even going to give you a checklist which you can download and follow to protect yourself against hackers and scammers, and to make sure that your investments are bulletproof. So make sure that you stay around for that. I want to introduce you to my system. I call it the Fort Knox Protocol, and it has 3 different layers. Layer number 1 of the Fort Knox Protocol is all about securing your keys. The second layer of the protocol is all about securing your devices, and the final layer, the third layer, is about adjusting your behavior. Of course, I also need to give a disclaimer here. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm making this video just for educational purposes. And before making any investment or any changes to your investments, make sure to do your own research and or consult with a professional financial advisor. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit the like button and to subscribe to my channel for more, because every week I'm going to be posting valuable tutorials and breakdowns to help you to maximize your profits as a crypto investor, and in this case to make sure that you don't lose all of your crypto gains to hackers and scammers. Before we're going to break down the details of the 3 layers of the Fort Knox Protocol, I first want to put you in the mind of a hacker or a scammer so that you understand how they work and how they actually gain access to your crypto. I'm going to share 4 scenarios with you. Let's start with the first scenario, and this is a very common scenario. So a hacker uses a password cracking tool to gain access to your email. I don't care if it's Gmail, Outlook, whatever. Most people connect all of their investment accounts, so Binance, Kraken or other platforms, with their normal email address. And if a hacker gains access to this email address, they can log into your investment accounts, simply click forgot password and reset your password to gain access. They then gain access to all of your funds and they can easily siphon it off to their own wallets. Then your accounts will be completely drained and there's nothing you can do about it. Here's another scenario. You click on a link that you receive somewhere on Facebook, Instagram, SMS or WhatsApp. While clicking on this link, a malware is installed on your device. I don't care if it's your phone or your laptop or your iPad. In any case, this malware allows the hacker to basically gain control to your device and to log the keyboard activity of your device. And you log into your crypto account and the hacker basically sees what you're typing, what your username is, what your password is. They then use these credentials to gain access to your account. And again, if you haven't secured your account properly, they will then drain your funds from your account and it's gone. So here's a third scenario of how hackers commonly gain access to crypto funds. So let's say that you open up a new wallet, and this wallet gives you a set of private keys. Usually these are like 10, 12, 16, 20 different words. So a sequence of words. And you screenshot this sequence of words and you email it to yourself. So saying backup code for my Binance account. And then a hacker gains access to your email address and they type in Binance in your email, or they use some more sophisticated search method and they find your private keys, a copy of your private keys in your email, and they then use it to gain access to your wallet. Your private keys are like your PIN code. Whenever you gain access to someone's private keys, you can basically do anything you want with those funds. And then when that happens, you lose everything and you cannot do anything to retrieve it. Okay, here's a final scenario that I want to discuss. Of course, there's many different options and scenarios how hackers can gain access to your funds, but this is one in particular that I wanted to share, which is the use of a password manager tool. Maybe you're using LastPass or Dashlane or any other similar software to store your passwords. Let's say that you again click on the wrong link and malware gets installed on your device, which allows the hacker to log the activity of your keyboard. They can basically see what you're typing, and you're logging into your password manager tool, and the hacker is basically seeing your login credentials. Again, they can can then log in to your password manager tool, and they can use this tool to log into all of your investment accounts and drain your funds. Now let's talk about securing your funds and protecting yourself against these scumbags. Let me tell you why I called my cybersecurity protocol the Fort Knox Protocol. In case you didn't know, Fort Knox is where the US stores their gold reserves worth trillions. Fort Knox is known as the safest building in the world. It's in the middle of an open field with bulletproof windows, bomb-proof walls, and an army base nearby. Even if you had the Hulk himself in your team, you wouldn't be able to pull off this heist. And when I started to make serious money with crypto, I realized that I needed a security system as safe as Fort Knox to protect myself against hackers and scammers. Okay, let's dive in. The first layer of the Fort Knox protocol is securing your private keys. In crypto, we have a saying, not your keys, not your crypto. Every crypto wallet has two keys. You have your public keys, which is your crypto wallet address. This is similar or comparable to your bank number, your account number. And then you have your private keys, which is basically the code that you use or the sequence of words that you use to sign transactions. And this is similar to your PIN code. If anyone gets a hold of your private keys, they basically control your funds. So that's why I recommend you to make use of crypto wallets that give you more control over the private keys. Wallets such as Trezor or Ledger allow you to store your private keys offline and to gain full control and custody over your funds. And that's why I highly recommend you to make use of those if you want to maximize your security, which you probably do want because you're watching this video right now. The next thing you'll want to do is you don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket. Let's say that you store all of your funds on one platform or in one wallet and that wallet gets compromised. Well, then you lose everything. So you should diversify where you store your crypto. I personally have at least 3 different cold storage wallets, so Ledgers or Trezors. And in addition to that, I have multiple exchange accounts. So even if a hacker or scammer can breach my security protocol, they will never compromise everything. The next thing you should do is to always store your private keys on physical paper. Never make digital copies of your private keys. Why? If you make digital copies on your computer or you send a copy to your email, you basically run the risk that if a hacker gains access to your device, then they'll be able to gain access to that digital copy of your private keys. So the better thing to do is to make a physical copy. Just take a piece of paper, write down the sequence of words and store it somewhere safe. Ideally, you want to have 2 copies of your private keys stored in separate locations. So if one of those copies gets damaged by either water damage or fire damage or you lose it, then you still have a backup of your private keys somewhere where you can access it. There is a better option than storing your private keys on just paper. Nowadays you also have these metal plates that you can use to engrave your private keys. I think Ledger and Trezor sell them on their official web shops, and this helps you to protect your private keys against water or fire damage, and it's a lot more durable to store. Also, if you don't know where you should store your private keys, what locations you could use, I recommend you to make use of a bank safety box so you can easily rent them. I think they cost $100, €100 per year, something like that, and it's a really safe option to store your private keys. Now let's move on to the second layer of the Fort Knox protocol, which is securing your devices and accounts. So the first thing I recommend you to do is to make use of a VPN, a virtual private network, whenever you are surfing on a public internet connection. A VPN allows you to encrypt your internet connection, making sure that nobody can eavesdrop and intercept sensitive details like your login credentials. A VPN is very cheap. I think you can pay $10 per year or something, or $14, $15, $20. A great VPN that I personally use is Surfshark, but you also have NordVPN and a bunch of different options out there. I highly recommend you to make the investment because it's definitely worth it if you want to protect yourself. The next thing that you can do to protect yourself is to create a new, fresh email address, which you will use for all your crypto-related investment activities. So for example, what I mentioned before is that most people use their primary email account, their Gmail or their Outlook account, and they connect it to all of these different crypto exchanges. But if someone gains access to your email, they can just simply reset a password. So create a new email address. Ideally, you want to exclude any personal details from this email address. For example, if your name is John Doe, Don't make a new email address, johndoecrypto@gmail.com. No, make it something completely different, like Pink Elephants 2323, whatever, something that is not related to you, to your personal identity. And this creates another layer of separation between you as a person, hackers, and your crypto funds, all right? And this minimizes the possibility for any identity-related hacking activity that they can do to gain access to your crypto funds. Now that we're on the topic of making new email accounts, one email that I highly recommend you to use is ProtonMail. ProtonMail is an end-to-end encrypted email service provider. What does this mean? If you're making use of an email service like Gmail, which is owned by Google, in theory, Google can read and look into your email account and monitor what you're doing. Similarly, if you're making use of Outlook, which I believe is owned by Microsoft, then Microsoft can also look into your account and look at your emails. And if you're storing any passwords or accounts or whatever, they can basically see that too. The chances of someone working at Google or working at Microsoft going deep into your email account to recover those login credentials is very small, but again, within crypto, you are your own bank. You are responsible for your own security. So you want to minimize every possible risk. And with ProtonMail, nobody can look into your email account. You are completely shielded. Whatever is in your email account is for your eyes only. The next thing you'll want to do is for all of your crypto accounts, let's say that you have Binance, Kraken, Coinbase, Bybit, whatever exchanges you're using, don't use the same password for every one of these accounts. Why? If a hacker cracks one of these codes and gains access, then if you use the same password for all of these platforms, they can just simply copy paste the credentials and gain access to all of your accounts. So again, by using unique passwords, you make it a lot harder for them to gain access to all of your funds. And while we're on the topic of passwords, we already touched upon this earlier, but please do not use any password storage tools like Dashlane, LastPass, because if a hacker gains access to those, then they gain access to all of your accounts. So ideally, you'll want to store your passwords offline on a piece of paper or other storage methods, but no digital copies, just as another layer of protection. The last tip for this layer that I want to share with you is to never click on any suspicious or unknown links. So oftentimes when you click on one of these links, it installs malware on your computer or device, and this gives hackers and scammers the possibility to gain control over your device and to read what you're typing, and this isn't good. That gives them a very easy opportunity to get access to your login credentials. One very common scam or strategy that I see is that scammers, they email you a message that looks like a UPS delivery or some other kind of delivery service, and they basically tell you to click on a particular link to reschedule your delivery because they just missed you. And then when you click on the link, yeah, you guessed it, they'll install malware on your device. So never click on any weird links whenever you receive an email from an unknown email address or a weird variation of an address that you've never seen before or just doesn't look right. 90% of the times it's a scam, so better not click on those links. Which brings us to the final layer of the Fort Knox Protocol, which is adjusting your behavior. And if there's only one thing that you take away from this video, of course, all of them are super important, but this is probably the most important rule that you should take away, which is to never, ever give someone your private keys. Giving someone access to your private keys is like giving someone access to your PIN code of your credit card or the password of your online banking. You might as well give them your crypto straight away, just transfer it to their wallet. Oftentimes there are scammers that are posing to pretend that they are customer support of Binance or Kraken or another platform, and they ask you to give your private keys to them so that they can better help you. The moment you do this, all of your crypto will be gone. So if someone asks you for your private keys, never give them. Another thing that you should do while we're on the topic of adjusting your behavior is to tell as few people as possible about your crypto investments. Maybe if you're following my channel and you've implemented many of the tips and strategies and you've actually been able to build up a lot of wealth and grow your portfolio, the less people know about your crypto investments, the smaller the likelihood that you will be targeted by any malicious activities. It's almost like the movie Fight Club. You don't tell anyone that you are in Fight Club, okay? The last tip that I want to give you on the topic of behavior is to just stay consistent and to stick to the principles that I've just explained of the Fort Knox Protocol. All right, sticking to these principles will help you to safeguard yourself, your investments, and your hard-earned money against 99% of the attacks by hackers and scammers. So I hope that you found this video useful. If you got value out of it, make sure to hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel, because every week I'm going to be posting more valuable videos, tutorials, and breakdowns that will help you to maximize your profit as a crypto investor. That being said, I've also linked 2 videos up in here, which I highly recommend you to check out, especially if you want to learn more about Bitcoin, crypto, and Bitcoin mining. All right, peace out. See you in the next one.